You have reached Red Steele's Toy Collector Review. I'm your man, Red Steele, and today I'll be reviewing from Masters of the Universe Origins Trapjaw. Masters of the Universe Trapjaw. But before I get to the actual review, I just want to go over some of the vintage details on this packaging. Up front here, to display when I'm showing you both the figure and all those accessories inside. In the corner here, you have a 6+, which is an age requirement for this figure. You know, the corner here it says fan favorite. In the center here, you have the Masters of the Universe logo, and below that it says Trapjaw, evil and armed for combat. Next to that, you have a yellow starburst that reads modern posing, retro play. And down here in the corner, you have the Mattel emblem. On the back of the packaging here, on the very top, you have this vintage illustration of Trapjaw along with Ram-Man and He-Man. In the corner here says, the cybernetic criminal can literally arm himself with any weapon he needs for battle. Over here, if you know the yellow starburst that reads, includes comic book. Down here it says, modernizing and celebrating the original 80s Masters of the Universe action figures. Then over here you have a picture, and below that it says, plug laser gun, hook, or pinchers into arm. And down here, open and closed jaw for biting action. Over here you have a cross of all the other available figures, and down here you have the Mattel emblem, and next to that it says, empowering generations through play. Masters of the Universe Origins Trapjaw. Trapjaw was released on September 1st, 2024 with the suggested retail price of $17.99, and he's available at all major retailers. Trapjaw was released along with the other Masters of the Universe Origins Wave 20 figures, Cartoon Collection Spike-Or, Cartoon Collection Clawful, and Viper. Trapjaw has 16 points of articulation, and his accessories include his laser gun, hook, pincher, comic book, and instructions. Trapjaw stands 5.5 inches tall, and he is meant for fans ages 6 and up. His vintage design is updated for modern playability. Now that I have Trapjaw on my display table, let's go over some of his play features and accessories. First of all, I talk about his comic book, Double Trouble, which features He-Man and Orko on the cover. On the inside page here, it introduces Man-E-Faces, Scareglow, Skeletor, and Trapjaw. And you kind of see a little bit of shenanigans here, and it goes into the next page. And the final page here, Skeletor somehow accomplishes his goal by obtaining this crystal. On the back cover here, you have a cross of all the other available figures, but I'm going to put this off to the side. But the next accessory I'm going to bring in is his pincher. In order to arm Trapjaw with this pincher, back in this pincher, you have this little peg right here. At the end of this arm right here, you have a porthole, and you just plug that pincher right into that porthole just like that. And now you have Trapjaw armed with this pincher. Pretty cool accessory. Because the next accessory I'm going to bring in is this hook. And the same thing, back to this hook here, you have this peg. You're going to unpeg that pincher. You can plug that hook right in. And now you have Trapjaw armed with this hook. And the final accessory I want to go and bring in is his laser gun. The laser gun has a little scope right here. It has that little hook at the bottom. You have this little peg in the back. You arm it the same exact way as you arm the pincher and the hook. Just take that peg and plug it right into that wrist just like that. And now you have Trapjaw armed with his laser gun, which is really cool. Another cool option with this figure, and this figure is very unique because you didn't get the interchangeability back then too often with figures back in the 80s. And this figure was probably one of the first. Another cool feature of this figure is they have a couple little hooks on the end of these weapons right here. Well, there's little hoops at the side of the belts right there and right there. You can actually hook in these weapons to store them right onto the belt, which is a very unique feature for action figure line back in the 80s because you didn't really have that too often. And now you have Trapjaw with both of his weapons stored on his belt, and he's armed with a laser pistol. So this figure is very cool. And as a kid, I wanted this figure so bad, but by the time this figure came out, I was kind of away from Master of the Universe, and my mother wasn't really big on buying me the villains for some reason. She bought me all the heroes from the first series. I can't remember if Trapjaw came out in series 1 or 2, but she didn't get me Skeletor, Trapjaw, or Merman. I think those were the first of the figures that were released, or the villains that were released for Master of the Universe originally in the 82 toy line. But now I finally have him, and you know what? Having the origin version, I prefer it because you have that point of articulation, and I can actually straighten out the legs to make him look taller. So these figures are fantastic. I mean, Trapjaw, you also have that feature where you can open his jaw, and it's pretty cool. And I do own that 2-pack that came out a couple years ago with Keldor and I believe Trapjaw before he became Trapjaw. I forgot what his name was, but he had he had a normal body, and it was a pretty bland figure, and the head sculpt was kind of bad. But I got him because he was a cool collectible, and Keldor was a really cool figure. And the backstory with how Skeletor defeated this bounty hunter and then reconstructed him to one of his servants, where he gave him the cybernetics and that jaw. That's a cool backstory. And that wasn't really a backstory they gave us in the original cartoon series, because it's pretty gruesome when you think about it, where Skeletor just obliterated this poor bounty hunter that was trying to capture Skeletor or Keldor, whoever he was back then. But nonetheless, he's a very cool figure, and it's a figure that I always wanted, and I'm glad I get my hands on. But there's one last play feature I want to talk about, and I'm not really going to go over it too much, and that is, it comes with instructions, and these instructions tell you that with Trapjaw, he has removable parts. You can remove his head, his arms, his torso, and his boots. And you can do that just by simply popping them out, because they like to encourage you into kit bashing your Masters of the Universe Origin figures. And there's other toy lines that this could interchange with too, because you could kit bash your figures with other Origin figures, but you could do that with the WWE Universe figures, the Superstar figures, the crossover Master of the Universe WWE figures, and the crossover Turtles and Master Universe figures. There's so many options now. I mean, it's so limitless on what you could build with these parts now. And I didn't dig out my other Origin figures out of storage to do that. Show you guys how to use that feature. But all these pieces do click into place. Very easy to take out, and it's plugged right into place. I want to go put this Trapjaw back together again. Put the instructions off to the side. I'm going to rotate him around so you guys see what it looks like from all angles. A very awesome figure, and I'm glad they released it as fan favorite, because I did miss out in the original. I think it came out either wave 1 or 2 for the Origins storyline, but I'm happy that Mattel is doing us a service by releasing this fan favorite series. But if you guys found any of the information in this review valuable, please like and share this video. Also, if you really enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel, and while you're there, click the bell to be notified of any future videos. I want to thank you guys for watching Steele's Awesome Toy Collector Review. I'll check you guys out next time.